Hi, and welcome to Lindsay's Creative Journeys. Today I'm going to go through installing Mint OS or Mint Linux, just to show how it's done for starters, but also to explore what's in there, what people who have come from a Windows background can use with it, and yeah, how quick it is to come up to speed with something that isn't Windows. So I've got a laptop today. It does have a Windows-based operating system, and I do need to keep that system, so I'll keep that drive. I've got a separate drive which has another Linux operating system on it, so I won't be installing the whole drive. I'll create a partition specifically for MintOS, and we'll go from there. So for the purpose of this installation today, I'm actually using a tool called VenTools. It's basically it's a mini boot operating system where you can put ISOs and things. It's actually quite powerful how I've created this VenTools USB flash drive. So it's just I just got a little 128 gig flash drive. So so yeah, I'll start things up and we'll go from there. Don't forget to turn off Secure Boot when you're running Ventoy. The flash drive doesn't get recognized. So this is Ventoy. So as you can see, I've got a number of operating systems here. So Fedora, Linux Mint, we've got MX, a server OS called Rocky, and Zorin. So in this series, we're going to focus on Zorin and Linux Mint. Shout out to Horan's bootable CD ISO. Plenty of tools in that as well. But for today, Linux Mint is our flavor. So we're going to boot into normal mode. And we want to start. So this is Linux Mint. Unfortunately, the camera's not great resolution, but we can have a little play just in the live. So you can see that there's an awful lot of things installed by default just on the demo disk. You got LibreOffice there. You've got a an app to install multimedia codecs, so it's just getting through the licensing issues. So yeah, you can see that there's quite a fair amount there. So what we'll do is let's install Linux Mint, and we'll walk through the installation process, getting this onto this laptop, and then once we've installed it, I'll install some recording so we can do some screen captures and go through it properly. So let's stick with English, and I'm going to use English US. Normally I just skip the Wi-Fi at the installation stage. It can make things go a bit pear-shaped with any distribution, so I just want it to succeed in the install and get it up and running first time around. So I will install the multimedia codecs. So I don't know if you saw there's pulling up the Ubuntu drivers. So you can, so this is based off Ubuntu, which is based off Debian. So it's got some good foundations behind it. Unmount the partitions that are in use. These are automatically mounted on startup, so I'm just going to say yes to unmount them while we set up our disk. You can see that they just disappeared then. So it's a bit hard to read, but you have three options for installation type. You have install Linux Mint alongside Windows Boot Manager. So typically people would probably use this option because they've got Windows installed, they want it to sit alongside it. The second option is to erase disk and install Linux Mint, so actually blowing away your hard drive, starting from scratch, installing the bootloader, and your whole computer is devoted to Linux Mint. But today I'm going to choose something else because I've got a Fedora installation on this drive already, so we're going to leverage that. So we're going to look for our drive. The drive that we're looking for is here. So you can see that there's 300 odd gig which has been set up. So I know that this is a Fedora partition. We've got the AFI and the bootloader at the beginning, then the Fedora installation, and we're going to create another root disk, and I'm just going to make this 200 gig, and this is going to be a primary. We want it to start at the beginning of this space. I'm actually, even though, so it's an interesting question. You can use ext4 or ButterFS. So if you're looking at doing snapshots and backups, it's a good idea to use ButterFS. ext4 is faster, so we might actually use ButterFS just so that we can show those backup facilities, the snapshot facilities, and go OK. You can see that that's been created, and we're going to tell it to set the bootloader to that drive, so which was a dev SDB. Just that one, and we install now. So this is your last chance, this is your last warning. If you want to continue, the changes listed below will be written to the disks. Make sure that you're sure of what you're doing before you hit continue. So creating, we're changing a partition table on SDB, which is fine, and we're going to format the fourth partition of that to ButterFS. So let's continue. We're in Melbourne. So we're setting up my name and the computer's name. So at this stage you can say login automatically or require my password to log in. So I'm actually going to require my password to log in because this laptop does come out and about with me. But if it's just at home and nobody's ever going to see this laptop, by all means just require my password to log in, and you can also select to encrypt your home folder as well. And we just start copying the files and setting everything up. Okay, so now we're completely installed. We have the option to continue testing in this live environment, or we can restart now. So let's restart now. It's asking me to remove the installation medium, then press enter. So remove this flash drive that has the Ventoy as well as the various ISOs, and we'll hit enter to restart. So now we should come straight into the Grub bootloader, which will display the Fedora, the Linux Mint, as well as the Windows operating system. Just a heads up that Windows does still require the secure boot option, but with the various Linuxes you can turn the secure boot on or off. That's not a mandatory thing. So we've got our Linux Mint, we've got our bootloader, and we're missing our Fedora. So we might have to have another look at the bootloader after this. But for this, the purpose of this video, let's get into Linux Mint. We'll set up the Wi-Fi and we'll get OBS installed. So we're now at the login screen. We'll just log in here. And there you have it, a fresh install of Linux Mint. In the next video, I'll go through installing OBS Studio for recording, and we'll go through some of the software that comes with Linux Mint. For more videos like this, like and subscribe. Until next time.